The sum total of this is not the whole. This is what I call the life force, or what I call the X factor. What is the X factor? The things that have not yet been discovered by mankind, not been discovered in the laboratory. And will they ever be? Because until this apple is hanging on that tree, it's got the energy from the soil, it's got the energy from the sun. Energy from the sun and from the atmosphere. Today, after doing the farming courses, we have learned that over 90. We used to think it all comes from the, but over 92 elements come from the atmosphere. Has anybody heard of something called Agnihotra? In fact, this exhibition, Vishwa exhibition, is being done by the Agnihotra people. Okay, if anybody is interested in learning how to do it, it's from the Shivpuri ashram that the Maharaj from there is not alive. He's the one who re-promoted it. It's a Vedic puja. It's a Havan actually. So this is Vedic agriculture. What does Agnihotra do? Yeah.
In the White House, Agnihotra is practiced even today in US.
Really?
Yes. They have given value to this system, the White House.
Lots of people in the West are doing this. Lots. But you know, in India, they've learned from. If you go, you will learn how to do it. You know, one of the days we can have a meeting here and I can show you how to do it. Okay, a live thing we can do. It's a puja that is, it's not really a puja, it's a havan that you do at sunrise and sunset. Okay, if you come to the market, we do a similar thing in the middle of the day also to start the market off. To the part of farmers market. This heals the atmosphere. Anybody is ill in the house, even for cancer, do this. And you will see everything changing. Because what is illness? You know, illness does not come from just what you eat or a germ or does a virus make you ill? We are made to believe they do, right? If a doctor doesn't know why you got ill, what do you say? And viral infections don't adhere to antibiotics. So then why are you given an antibiotic? And I know several cases where somebody thinks it's malaria, somebody thinks it's and all the medications, and it's disastrous. It's really sad. And vaccinations are the things that also lower your immunity. And it's really tragic that all this is being promoted with so much vengeance. Because polio vaccines are given anywhere. Gateway of India, there's a shawl saying, free polio. I mean, what are they doing? So does a virus or a germ make you ill?
No. If you are weak, you expect.
So then what do you mean by weak?
Immunity level is down.
So what do you do about your immunity?
Strengthening.
And it's not just food. Also, it's the atmosphere. Your atmosphere at home. Okay, I know people who got very involved with health and food and diet and everything. I don't like somebody smoke in the room. I don't like this. My father is a chain smoker. But I sit with him and I have no problems. Okay, I may not like it, but he's my father and I have to give him the respect. It's his way of coping with what? Stress. Okay, he doesn't inhale, but he's smoking and I'm getting that smoke, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm not with him anymore, but besides that. And these people who get very hysterical, they create such bad energy by fighting with everybody. And you know, I know this because I did that in the first year that I got into this. I used to argue with my grandmother and this one. Luckily, I saw sense soon enough. Because that itself can make you ill. And that will make you ill more than anything else. The bad energy. So Agnihotra really helps a lot. And it takes literally 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. Very, very energizing. Very good for health. You see the plants in your house doing well. And the ash left over can be also put in the plants. And I'll tell you a secret. I took this ash and there's a booklet on it and I saved it, and my mother-in-law, who just passed away this February, she was 90 years old. I gave this to her for the last few years. Powdered touch of it. They say to have one touch to your tongue twice a day, but I used to just give it to her in the morning, and a little bit. She didn't even know she was getting it. But she just had implicit trust in what I would do. My mother-in-law was governor of Gujarat for 7 years. You don't know all this. He knows me from very long, but he doesn't know this. So much happens in the time you won't see. So we did journalism together. So actually, nutrition is not something I studied. Oh, I go to school and study nutrition. It was not like that. I was working as a journalist. I got married. I had a son who was cranky and colicky and drove me mad. And I got so much conflicting advice. He had antibiotics in his first week of life. First week from the hospital, he came out back boils, like an allergy. From one of these typical Bombay hospitals. What is it? Just unhygiene. A situation came out if I was breastfeeding him, so it was not that anything else was wrong. Antibiotics. And I kept asking doctors, asking family, asking friends, what? I was a young mother, totally confused. That's how I then studied nutrition. Luckily for me, my parents were in Florida and I really got the best information. The information is a bit of our naturopathy, a bit of this, a bit of that, all tweaked around and made into fabulous courses and no rest to do. But it's not naturopathy. But naturopathy, what did they tell you first thing? Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Arey, tell people what to do. You know? Once in my life, I made myself ill. It's the only time I've been ill. When I made myself, besides that I get colds and coughs, and I'll tell you, since I've been in Agnihotra, no colds and coughs. Okay, my tonsils have been removed, so very often I just lose my voice, but it's not happened in the last few years. It's anyway, as usual, I've gone from one topic to another topic. So my mother, let me finish that story. So her diet was just perfect. One day the doctors came and said, she's dehydrated, so let us take her to the hospital and give her IV. So I said, dehydrated? I thought, it's her house, she'll be doing whatever she wanted, but I realized she was trying to be a very good person and not trouble the staff and not trouble me and like that. So I then from that day I took charge and I told the staff, now you just listen to me, don't listen to her. So we start to feed her, like Nare Pani, Nindin Pani, like that every one. I told the doctors just give me 1 week. She was perfectly fine. She actually bounced back and became really healthy. She died at the age of 90, just before 91st birthday, with no aid. She had a problem with the hip for many years. Back surgery, this, that, and she never wanted to go in. So she needed help to walk. But other than that, no blood pressure, no this, no diabetes, nothing. She used to have a piece of chocolate. That was the one thing she used to love. And I never got into an organic cake. I used to give her because of no teeth and all that. Very soft chocolate cake made by one beautiful old Parsi lady. But other than that, perfect food. Do you know when we started to eat brown rice in the house, she used to get her white rice. She didn't tell me. She told the staff one day, you give me whatever they are eating. So one day I saw the boy giving me brown rice and I said, why are you giving her brown rice? You know what she has said. So I thought, no wonder this lady was governor of Gujarat. She was a forward-thinking person who was willing to, even at the age of 84, 85, change her ways, which many of us, even at young ages, are not wanting to. Can you imagine this lady changed so much? And she had a beautiful death in her son's arm with no problem. I think just half an hour she was uneasy. The maid called. I was at the farm that day and he was with her and in his arms she was passed away. What a beautiful way to do it. And it has very much to do with how you're living. Of course, she was a very proper person herself. She was not somebody who would engage and really and she was very same lunch and same, very, very methodical. So anyway, that's how I got into it because I studied after. That's how I know Prakash from our journalism days. So it's not the germ and virus. We have to keep ourselves well. And then no germ or virus, it's a simple theory. Suppose I have a cold and I'm sitting next to both of them. One of them may get it, one of them may not, right? So that germ and virus